Hello, welcome again to doomageti.ielts.com YouTube channel. Today's video is about IELTS Task 2 writing. We're going to be publishing a series of videos walking you through elements of different types of Task 2 essay, which proved to be the most difficult of the two. So today's topic is going to be the discuss both points and give your opinion. In this video, we're going to look at the topic above, which is discuss both points and opinion, create some structures and ideas for you to create a well-formed, easy to follow essay. The reason I say easy to follow is because it should be easy to follow. Your coherence and cohesion, or whichever way around you want to put them, are vital for your essay. So your essay could be very good, as in the English level, the grammar level, but if it's difficult to read and understand, you will have problems. Okay, so for this title, just to clear up a slight confusion, these questions come in different forms, but the forms are just slightly varied. So I've just written here a couple of different ways that you will read this. Discuss these opposing views. Discuss both views. Discuss both viewpoints. Discuss both sides. And of course, give your opinion. So although this wording is slightly different, the question is still the same regardless. So don't let that confuse you. Okay, as it says there, don't be confused by this. The question is the same regardless of the vocabulary. So now we're going to begin formulating the essay. The question is, some people believe that government should take care of old people, whereas others oppose this view. Discuss both the views and give your opinion. So we actually have three tasks here. Discuss side one, discuss side two, and give your opinion. So you can proceed in either of two ways. You can work on the title first, which some people like to because it helps them start thinking about how to paraphrase, which will help them later on in the essay. They kind of think, right, if I paraphrase this, I can start putting my mind in paraphrase mode. That's basically, and they do it early. So some people prefer to do this. Some people prefer to just work on everything together, the title, once they've prepared their plan. So it's up to you. So what we're going to do here is just work through as one. We're not going to do the title at the beginning. So here's the title again. I've just said we put it here just so we don't have to keep going back to review it. So we'll look at the task and our ideas firstly. We have to discuss two things. The government should take care of old people. The government should not take care of old people. They're the two basic questions. So think about this, then decide what your opinion is. Your ideas will help to shape the essay, and your opinion also forms part of your ideas. Also, you will have to provide your opinion in the introduction paragraph. So for this essay, we're going to think that the government should take care of old people. So we're going to go with number one. The next thing we need to do is brainstorm ideas for the two sides. Now, I've sat here and spent a few minutes and written down some ideas. First ones are in favor of the government taking care, typing error people, sorry, taking care of old people. So I've written 4 reasons. They've contributed to society throughout their lives, they've paid their taxes and deserve something in return when they retire. They can't rely on their families because their families have to survive, as in families have their own problems, living, earning money, etc. We should do it out of respect. We should show them how much we value them. So I've given 4 ideas in favour and then against. The government has too many things to pay for. Old people should save money and prepare to take care of themselves. The government must prioritise the youth, take care of them as they're the future, and the people's families should shoulder the responsibility. So there's some ideas that are generated. Now remember, you're only going to use 1 idea per paragraph, which is my suggestion and many other teachers, IELTS teachers' suggestion. It helps make your essay easier to write. Okay, so this next sentence is a big problem for many people taking the exam. Generating ideas is something you need to practice. As a teacher myself for many years, one of the constant things I hear from students is, I can't think of anything. I don't know about this topic. Well, the answer is, do you think IELTS teachers know about these things? No, we don't. We don't know any more than the average person because we just look at the titles and we use our own experience, just the same as you do. None of us are experts. Yes, we look at these topics when we're teaching, but we don't research them because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're not, as I said here, you're not supposed to be an expert. One thing you must do is read about things and also look at things in your country. All of the things that are in IELTS are in your country. So the things you say you can't think of are in your country. Just because you don't pay attention to them doesn't mean they do not exist. They do, and are all around you. Remember, in the instructions, it says use examples from your own life and experience. So spend some time researching, watching, reading, increase your knowledge. You don't need to be an expert. You're only being asked to give your opinion or say what you think. So don't let this part of the writing test get you down because the ideas are there. Just look around you. Okay, so now we have our ideas. We're going to choose which ones we can develop the most. Don't choose the ones that you like or agree with necessarily. Choose an answer that you can develop. That's the key. Can I develop this? Yes, I can. Then choose it. I've chosen 2 here. They've paid their taxes throughout their working lives and deserve something, as in favour. They should save their money and prepare to be responsible for themselves, against. So, what we're going to look at now is how we structure our paragraphs. Your paragraphs should be topic, reason, example, summary. Never change. They have paid their taxes throughout their working lives and deserve something. So my topic sentence is going to state this. They've paid their taxes and financially contributed to the society. The reason for that is government funding comes from working people. So without working people, the government would have much less money. So these people have contributed and given all this money to the government. So they should get something back, basically. Research shows that contributions from working people has increased the economy of the country. This example, oops, sorry, that should say example. This example is not real. Remember, they're not looking for real examples. If you happen to know something, that's fine. But if you don't know, just make a sentence that sounds as if it's actually an example, a real example. So this is not a real example. I just made this up. But it has the vocabulary and the appearance of a good example sentence. And then we have our summary. This shows that for all their effort, people should be looked after when they're old. Your paragraph should only contain 1 idea. Do not try to include more than one unless it's directly related to the same idea, because each idea has to be developed. That is why it's not useful just to try and impress the examiner by putting several ideas in. It could affect your cohesion and coherence. Okay, so my suggestion, one idea per paragraph. So here we have against, they should save their money and prepare to be responsible for themselves. We have topic sentence, they should not rely on the government and should prepare for their old age themselves. The government has many things it needs to pay for and cannot afford to spend huge resources on the aged. Studies have shown that spending money on youth development, such as in education and job provision, is much more beneficial to society. Again, this is not a real example, but it sounds like a real example. So it can be seen that people must prepare for their old age when they are young and at their most productive. So there's my second paragraph. Conclusion. We don't have to worry about our conclusion until we've actually got the basis of our essay down. This is mainly because you'll be restating the title, restating your opinion. So you have to know what vocabulary you're going to use initially, because you're going to have to use paraphrasing and synonyms. So I would focus on my conclusion later, towards the end of the body paragraphs. You'll need to use paraphrase and use synonyms. You can't do this until you know what vocabulary you're going to use in the body paragraphs. But as you're writing, you can take some notes, look of the words that you've already written or already going to use, and kind of be aware that you don't want to use those same words again. So next we're going to build our essay. You will be provided with structured sentences to help you lay out your paragraphs and introduction. Now at this point you can pause the video if you want, because it's quite a long video, and you can return to it. We're going to continue and just spend the next 5 to 10 minutes breaking down the structure and completing the essay. So, introduction. For this, we need to paraphrase the title, provide our opinion, and write a thesis statement. A thesis statement tells the reader what the essay will consist of and increases your score if it's well written. So, as in time-honored tradition of practice, when we're paraphrasing, the first thing we do is look at the words we can't change because we need to use them. In this title, we can change, in the original title, we can change all of the words. So my advice is, depending on your level, try to break the title down into little chunks. What I've done is I've broken this down into chunks and color-coded each one. Okay, so this is the original title here. Some people believe that the government should take care of old people, whereas others oppose this view. These numbers here are the numbers of letters, just to help you with your word count. There are those who think the state needs to look after the elderly, while others dispute this idea. Parts of society are of the opinion that the rulers should take responsibility to care for senior citizens. By contrast, there are those who disagree. So, two different versions with the original. This is how you should practice your paraphrasing. Break the title down into chunks. You don't have to change every single word, but the more words you can change, the better for your overall score. So added to this, you're going to have your opinion and thesis statement. The best way to do this for the opinion is to combine the two together. We agree that the government should take care of old people. That's what we've decided as is our opinion. So we combine this. This essay believes that the elderly should be looked after by the state, opinion, and will use idea 1 and idea 2 as my discussion points, or as the discussion points. Doesn't really matter. If it's this essay, you can say the. You can actually say I believe or I agree, but it's better to use this essay because it's the essay that you're writing that's going to provide these points. This essay believes that the elderly should be looked after by the state and will use their contribution through taxes, idea 1, and saving for their old age, idea 2, as my 2 discussion points. 31 words. So what we've done here is we've put those 2 things together. So it averages about 56 words. So between 50 and 60 words is reasonable for an introduction paragraph. This helps you to track how many words you're using. Remember, 250 is your target. Got to get at least 250. Okay, so we've got our introduction with the 2 sentences bolted together. Here are some more structures for you to practice your thesis statements. This essay is in agreement with the idea that, and then you complete the topic. It will also use this example and this as references to this. This essay agrees or disagrees, because remember, you can disagree also. That, and then there's the rest of your topic, and will show idea 1 and idea 2 as examples. Or you can include the title and thesis together. This essay agrees that the government should shoulder the responsibility for taking care of the elderly and will cite, means will say, their financial contribution to society and their need to provide for themselves in their old age as the 2 points. So I've put everything together. So try to use this in every essay you write. If you have to provide a thesis statement, put it in this form. It's been recommended that this is a good way to do it. Okay, so what I've done is we've got our paragraphs. There's our introduction. I've written here the first paragraph. So discourse markers, very important. Signposts for the examiner to follow your essay. Firstly, the elderly have contributed. This is my topic sentence. This is a major reason why my reason sentence or supporting sentence, they need to be rewarded and given back some of this money to enable them to live comfortably. So there's my reason. Then I followed it with an example. You can read these sentences. There's my example sentences. This supports the view that taking care of older members, blah, blah, blah. That's my summary. So topic, reason, example, summary. 84 words. You can try and expand it a little. Between 85 and 95 words per paragraph will ensure that you hit around 250 words. Paragraph 2. By contrast, the elderly should prepare for their old age themselves. Topic sentence. This is due to the fact that the state has many things to pay for. Reason. For instance, there's my example. There. Thus, it can be seen. Summary. So each paragraph has the same structure. This is a structure you need to use for every essay. Do not deviate from it. Now we'll look at the conclusion. Because we already have the vocabulary in place in our body, we can look at how we can paraphrase and use new vocabulary. So here are some examples. This is the original title. Here's our paraphrased versions. While taking care of old people by the state is one view, there are opposite views. Opinion differs on whether old folks should be taken care of by the government. There is a difference of ideas as to the government's role in the care of elderly. So opinion differs, difference of ideas, opposite views. It's just 50% one, 50% the other. That's paraphrased it adequately. So we're restating the title here in 3 different ways. And again, you should be able to do this reasonably well and quickly. If you're not at this level where you can do this, then you need to practice paraphrasing more. Remember, paraphrasing titles, etc., should only take you a few minutes. You can't sit there for 10, 15 minutes or whatever, as an exaggeration, to try and think of paraphrasing. This should be practiced before you hit the exam. Okay, so now we can complete the conclusion with the thesis and opinion statement. This essay agrees that the administration, government, should provide support to the elderly and will discuss both their lifetime financial contributions and the need for them to prepare for their retirement as the two main factors. Didn't check this properly. See, even teachers make mistakes. So that's my thesis statement. And here's another thesis statement, just 2 examples for you to use. The executive body needs to take care of the elderly, which this essay agrees with. It will also discuss, it meaning the essay, it will also discuss the 2 main points of old people's lifelong tax contributions and also their need to organise their finances for their old age in order to be self-reliant. So if you're not sure about this vocabulary, check some of it out, look in your dictionary, use it if you want to, that's why it's there. So there are 2 different ways to restate your opinion. Okay, so this is the end of the lesson. There will be more videos coming soon, and the structures will be based on this video. So use this video as the initial one. The other videos are going to be shorter because I'm not going to go through the structures again. We know what the structure is from this video, so use it as your reference and use it to practice with the other videos. 3 things you need to ensure. 1, your vocabulary is varied enough to cover paraphrasing and synonym use. You have good ideas and multiple ones. You follow the structure provided. It is a tried and trusted method. Okay, that's it. Again, please subscribe. If this is your first time, please subscribe and see you in the next video.